Hi there, welcome back to this is part three in how to strike it big as an internet marketing consultant and coach. Now, what I want to talk about next is document meetings that you have with your clients or students. You want to get as much documentation as you can ASAP. I mean, right away, you want to start documenting the meetings and the interactions and everything that you have with these high priced students or clients who are paying you a lot of money. The reason why, well, it's important. I'll tell you the reason why in a second, but this is important because you want to defeat refunds, you want to defeat chargebacks, and you want to defeat losing money, and most importantly, wasting your time on clients who have a lack mentality and this just completely ripping you off. So, for example, I worked with a client once for many, many months. I gave my heart and soul and believed in this person. I even gave this person a job for many months too. Okay, easy job, by the way, very, very simple. But I gave my heart and soul, and then the person tried to sell my customers under the table. So that was kind of the first red flag. But then I ended up, I ended the deal. So she tried to get a refund for the coaching that I gave her. So in other words, I coached this lady for a while, many months, and then she had some skills, so I gave her a job, pretty much helping me. But then I found out through one of my customers that she was actually selling my customers on the side other things. Like she was saying, go over here and get a Aweber account through this link, and here you could go over here and get this website builder and through my link. So she was sending them off into other directions to sell them stuff. Well, without my permission, and it was kind of shady what she was doing, and I didn't even believe in some of the stuff that she was recommending. She was just trying to make extra money. But then when I said, hey, this isn't going to work anymore, so I ended the deal as far as the job is concerned, she came back and tried to get a refund for all the coaching I gave her, which was many, many, many months of coaching. And what's funny is she now does pretty well. The point of the matter here is that, I taught her what she needed to know in order to make a bunch of money. She just had the wrong toxic lack mentality and attitude, and it ruined the relationship with me. However, she was able to continue to do the things I taught her and succeed. So at that time, I think she had some growing up to do, and unfortunately for me, I had to deal with all this immaturity. And if she would have gotten her money back, it would have been a really complete waste of my time, my energy, my finances, my money, and everything. So you want to make sure that you document everything to make sure that you have this covered. Because like when it comes to coaching people, I don't offer refunds usually. Usually it's like if I'm going to give you my time, then I can't get that time back. So it's not a digital ebook you're buying here. This is a real coaching program. So you're getting my time. So therefore, there's no refunds on that. But they'll still try to get a chargeback or a refund if it's not even my fault. If it's just that they want their money back, or they have a lack mentality, or they're not doing any of the things I'm teaching them, or they're not showing up for the one-on-ones, or you can only lead a horse to water. You can't make it drink, and that's not your fault. So if you got someone to spend money with you, you want to make sure and document this, because a lot of people hide behind the internet and will try to stick it to you. Now, with that being said, there are some times where I have given people refunds that clearly deserved it, but I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about legit refunds. I'm talking about people that are trying to stick it to you because they can, and they're abusing that, which has happened before. So you want to make sure and document your meetings. And by doing that, you just, get them to fill out forms and get them to give you feedback, get them to document that after the meeting they just had with you. And that works really well. So saying things like if I have a one-on-one session with somebody, I might send them an email and say, was that session valuable? Is this helping you move forward? While it's still, new and they're still excited about it, they'll respond and be like, oh yes, you helped me do this and you helped me do that. And if they do try to do a chargeback later on, you could share with the merchant accounts that, hey, look, here's the example of this person, going off on how much I helped them. Do you have any additional questions or ways I can continue to help you at the moment? These little simple questions not only helps the communication, it helps you to provide a better coaching service for them, but it also helps you document, all of this as well. Can you do me a favor? Just jot down the 3 assignments I gave you to do and email me a very quick review of what we covered. So that's something like if you're meeting with someone on Skype, you could say, you could type that into the Skype chat there and just tell them to do that. And then they'll email you telling you what you discussed with them and, a quick review of what the assignments are. And then you got them. You know that if they did decide to charge back or anything or pull any kind of, BS shenanigans, that you have this documented, that you did help them and that you did meet with them and things like that. So, hey, Ricky Bobby, that was a good call today. Did you get value out of the call? That could be a quick email that I send my client, and he could respond or she could respond in a favorable manner, and that shows proof that, we had that call and that Ricky Bobby got a lot of value out of that. Now, this also proves that there was a call and that you spent time with your client as well. Another thing you could do is you could do orientation questionnaire forms. This is what I do. So once someone buys coaching from me or mentoring from me, I will send them a questionnaire form to fill out and send back to me. That questionnaire form really, is CYA, cover your ass, because it gets them to express who they are. I get them to fill out their information, I ask for their phone number, I ask for their mailing address on that form. Sometimes I get them to sign a non-disclosure agreement. And then all of this proves the charge was authorized, by the way. Sometimes I'll get a copy of their driver's license. And all of this proves that the charge was authorized. So they can't go and do a chargeback or a refund saying that the charge was unauthorized. When I have all this information about them, obviously it was authorized. Now, there's a reason I'm telling you this. It's because people abuse it. And they abuse you, and they won't think twice about abusing you. It happens all the time, even with local, offline, small businesses. We had a situation here recently where the service provider screwed us over. So it happens, and you want to cover your butt. You want to cross your T's, dot your I's, and make sure that you have everything in place to protect yourself, because people can be a bit manipulative and can hurt you. So all of this proves the charges. Applications, getting people to apply for something before they get accepted to join is really more of a marketing ploy than anything, but it also serves as authorizing the charge. So we'll talk more about applications later on. Confirmation of the purchase of the calls, document via email, CYA. It's your time that you're investing here in someone else. And, some people are going to receive your time very well. Most of them will. They won't be any problems at all. It's really the 80-20 rule. So 80%, or maybe the 90-10 rule, 90, or maybe even the 95-5 rule. 95% of them will, be very favorable to the coaching and mentoring that you're providing. They'll respect it. They won't cause any problems. But 5% to 10% can really be a pain, especially if you're in the internet marketing market, where the consumers in the marketplace are savvy, and they start getting to a point where they realize that they could just get their money back, especially if they use American Express. They just say, hey, this is unauthorized, or hey, I want my money back on this, and the credit card companies give their money back, and you got to fight, even though you may have spent 50 hours trying to help this person, and they may just be a moron. There's plenty of morons out there, and you just want to cover your butt and make sure that you are well documented, so they don't stick it to you, because it is your time. And even though they're toxic people, or they didn't receive your message well, you can't do anything about that. You did the best you could. You're helping them. You're sincere. You're providing a really good service. It's their fault that they decided to not receive it well, or maybe they weren't ready for it. But for whatever reason, you spent your time and invested in them. Now, firing clients is another really important thing that you will do as a coach. There are many, many, many reasons for firing clients, okay? I've done it a ton of times in my career. Even when I used to write copy back in 2006, I would fire clients that were just ridiculous. Now, what this does is, on so many different levels, it increases your success. One is it helps your mind to realize that there's abundance out there. There's plenty of clients to get. There's plenty of people to get. And you can have fun doing this. It can be very rewarding and lucrative for you. And it makes you realize that you don't have to put up with a bunch of BS if you don't want to. If you have a few clients that are just killing you, you can't stand talking to them, get rid of them. It doesn't matter. Life is short. Your time is extremely valuable. Your time is more valuable than money. You could always get more money. You can't always get more time. Once you spend time, it's gone. So make sure that you're spending your time very valuable and that you're focused on having an abundant mindset. And if you have a client that, spent $5,000 on you and you're going to fire that client, maybe you need to give that client some money back, realize that it's if you have an abundant mindset, that you could replace that money very easily. And would you rather have $5,000 from a client that just sucks and is just killing you, or would you rather have $5,000 from a client who is just so much fun to talk to and positive and respectful of your time and appreciative of what you're doing? Well, of course, the positive one, right? So get rid of the negative, toxic people in your life, the a-holes, and start focusing on the cool people, because there's plenty of them out there, especially in internet marketing market. There's a lot of ambitious people. But there's a lot of trolls, too. There's a lot of idiots. There's a lot of morons. There's a lot of people who are jaded, a lot of people who are crazy, a lot of people who are so frustrated with their lives that they'll take it out on anyone that looks like they're having any kind of fun or success. Now, and also that you're a target. If you stick your head up out of the ground, people always try to whack it, So just standing out there and being in the public eye, or standing out above the crowd and being above average, is going to provoke people to take shots at you. It's just the way the human nature is. So understand that comes with the territory, but you get used to it pretty fast, and you start to kind of laugh at it. Now, sometimes someone will get under your skin, and you'll have to let them have it, but yeah, that comes with just experience. So one is it's an abundant mindset, not a lack mentality. That's really important. And also it helps to prevent burnout. That's a great point there. If you start getting a bunch of clients that are just sucking the living positivity out of you on a daily basis like some vicious vampire, that's going to cause some burnout pretty soon. You're going to get tired of coaching people. But if you fire negative clients and just get rid of them and only focus on the people you want to work with, it's fun. It's invigorating. It's totally toxifying. In order to help these people, like, you actually look forward to talking to these people. They become friends of yours. They become colleagues of yours. They become partners of yours and JV affiliates and cross promoters and alliances and stuff. So just make sure that you get rid of the people that don't gel with you, that don't have any synergy, and focus on the ones that do, because there's so many reasons for firing clients that's beneficial to your business. Okay, it prevents burnout. You're cutting off the bleeding early. It's not a match. You're saving yourself from wasting a ton of more time. Just when the red flags start showing up, suck it up and do what's hard sometime, and just let them go. Fire them. Now, what happens too is it increases your efficiency. Money loves speed. You're able to grow faster. You're able to create more synergy. You have a better morale, etc. Right? So some people are just never happy. There's just nothing that you can do to make them happy. There's nothing that you could do to help them. There's nothing that you could do to service them. There's nothing you could do to coach them. They're uncoachable. There's no way you can help them to make money because they have a lack mentality. You cannot make a bunch of money if you have a lack mentality. That's just not the way the world works. You have to have an abundant mentality with faith. Then money will flock to you. If you're constantly thinking about lack, constantly thinking about how you can't afford anything, constantly thinking about all the things that you don't want, then it makes it impossible to get all the stuff that you do want. Now, sometimes there's just nothing that you can do about that with people. You just can't change them. They just don't want to be changed. I remember as a kid going to visit my dad's side of the family out in Mississippi, and there were some cars I would see driving around Biloxi, Mississippi back then. They had these bumper stickers that said "Poor but proud." Poor but proud. I just thought that was ridiculous, even as a little kid. It's just amazing how even little kids sometimes have better awareness than adults. But if you think about it, if those people were to hire you as a coach, the ones that are driving around with a sticker that says poor but proud. There's nothing you can do to change that. That's a disease. And you're not a curing doctor. That's a disease that you cannot change. Okay. Now being broke is okay. All right. Being broke is a temporary economic condition. Everyone's broke at some time or another throughout their lives. Right. So broke is fine. Being broke is fine. But being poor, that's a state of mind. You're not going to change that. You need it. They need it now. They disrespect you for your time in business. They want the results like right now. Hey Eric, I just gave you $5,000 and I demand to be making 10 grand a week by this Friday. How come I'm not making 10 grand a week? It's already been 3 days. It's just ridiculous. Okay, they don't get it. They never will. That's disrespect for your time. They're not serious. They're chasing pies in the sky. They just want to hit a hope. And you need to document yourself because that's a red flag. They're going to disrespect your time, your business, everything. Now, one of the things I want to throw out there to you as well, just popped in my head right now, is you will get people who will ask you these questions that are newbie type of questions. And it's very understandable, of course, common sense. But sometimes these are huge red flags for people that are going to stick it to you too. Now, so it's hard to distinguish between it just being newbie questions and them, you know, presenting red flags that are going to be refunds and chargebacks. But one of the kind of questions is like, will I be able to make X amount of money within X amount of time, and how many hours of my time will it take? How much time will it take is the basic question. They're like, I see your coaching offer, Eric, sounds great, but how much time is required for me in order to make money with this coaching program? Well, that's a ridiculous question because it shouldn't matter. You should be whatever it takes, however much time it takes. If you work a day job, so what? I used to pull all-nighters when I had a day job. So either step up to the plate and attack this like it really should be as a business, or just get out of the game because you don't have what it takes. Not you. I'm talking to the people that would ask questions like that. Another question is how fast will they be able to make money? Well, I don't know. How fast will you be able to make money? I mean, it's really up to you, not me. I'm going to show you how to make money. For me, I can make money doing these things tonight. For you, it may take 6 years, before you finally decide to hunker down and create a squeeze page like I'm telling you to do. So this another question is really not an answerable question. Is there more money that I'll have to invest after I get your coaching? Well, of course. It's a business. You think you're just going to invest $1,000 with me and make $10 million a year for the rest of your life? No, that's a ridiculous question. So some of these questions are newbie questions, which is understandable. But sometimes they're questions because these people are so jaded, so frustrated, so pissed off that they know they need this, they know they want this, and they're just a refund waiting to happen. Cutting your prices is another thing that's is a bad sign. So if they start trying to cut your prices down and tell you that your price is too much and all that, then that's a sign that they can't afford the coaching program, and that means the first sign of adversity, the first sign of financial adversity, which could be as fast as this week, they'll come back and want their money back. So understand that you don't want clients that can afford to invest in themselves and you. If they're just way too needy, taking up way too much of your time, hammering you via email, I mean, you're the center of their world, and they're emailing you 5 times a day, very, very needy, very, very pushy. They have this sense of haste about them, where everything's hasty, everything's like, I'm in this bind, I'm in this big bind, and they want you to solve it for them. Realize that's a refund waiting to happen, a chargeback waiting to happen. They're basically taking some money, throwing it at their problem, and hoping you can solve it for them. It's a quick fix is what they're looking for. And if they don't get that quick fix, they're going to take back their $2,000 and they're going to go put it somewhere else to try to find the quick fix again. It's a vicious cycle. It never works, and there's no such thing as a quick fix. They're too negative. They're too toxic. They have payment